Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. My name is David Collins, and I'm a Florida real estate broker. I'm also the owner of 3 real estate schools in Florida. I've been teaching real estate since 1983, and through my course of teaching, I've probably taught close to 25,000 people very successfully. At least some were successful, some were not. But what I want to talk to you today about is how to become a personal assistant. And let me tell you why the personal assistant is so critically important in today's real estate industry. To begin with, the real estate market is still very vibrant. It is an incredible market, and probably one of the reasons that the real estate market is as active as it is today. Well, 2 things. One is we have a very low inventory of homes right now. It seems like that every time something comes on the market, it's sold. Secondly, tax cuts always stimulate the economy. And when we saw the tax cuts in 2017, we saw the market take off like a rocket ship, no matter what anybody says out there. I've been doing this a long time. I've seen this before. 1982 was another time that we saw the very same thing. So we're experiencing right now a great time to be in real estate. And for those of you that, first of all, don't have a real estate license and you'd like to find your way into real estate, becoming a personal assistant is a great way of doing it. Also, for those of you that currently have a real estate license, this may be a way to join into a team and become an assistant within that team and either get paid some type of a salary of some type, but also part of a commission. So let me just walk this through with you so that you kind of understand it. There are actually 2 types of personal assistants that we have in real estate. Now, I'm in Florida, so obviously I'm going to be speaking about Florida, and I'm going to be promoting my book that has to do with Florida real estate assistants, and also a certification that I give out if you take a certain course that I have on becoming a real estate assistant. It's about a 15-hour course. There's an end of course examination that you take. And if you do pass it, we'll send you a nice, big, shiny certification that you can frame, put on your wall. But more importantly, that you can take it to an employer and say, I've gone through extensive training and I understand the real estate industry enough that I can step right in and become an assistant for you. But there's 2 types of assistants that we have. One is going to be a licensed assistant, and the other is an unlicensed assistant. Let's start out with the licensed assistant. Typically speaking, this is a person that can perform the services of real estate. That's listing and selling and negotiating, things of that nature. And typically speaking, you could also get paid a percentage of the transaction, a commission, if you will. And for a lot of people, that's an easy way to enter into the market, become somebody's assistant. A lot of your team leaders today in real estate like the listing side of the business, and they hire assistants or team members to come in and handle the showing side of the transaction. So that's one way that you can get into the business. You can perform any service. You can do this listing and selling, and you can do the negotiating and writing contracts and things of that nature. Now, if you are an unlicensed assistant, that's a different story. You can do a lot of the things that a licensed assistant can do. You can write ads. You can do CMAs. You can put up signs, you can answer questions of fact, but you cannot list and sell, you cannot negotiate, and you cannot give opinions of a property. You have to stay out of that. But let me tell you, the assistant is really that person that is the heartbeat of a real estate brokerage or a real estate agent that's trying to climb to the top. They're looking for assistance to be able to move them. It's kind of like a paralegal is really that person that makes that attorney, their office move more smoothly. The attorney is obviously capable of doing legal work, but somebody's got to run that office and make it work properly. And that's what an assistant's job is. And you have a lot of latitude to do a lot of things as a personal assistant. And it might motivate you later on to go ahead and get a real estate license and become a licensee. And it might very well be that this moves you into a better position for a better career actually in real estate. I see the real estate industry moving on as it is, unless something happens in Washington, D.C., that all of a sudden thwarts what we've got right now. I see it moving on probably for 3 or 4 or 5 more years, just the way that it is. It's a very, very good market. It's a great time to be in real estate. I've got friends of mine right now that are so successful. I've got a number of friends that are earning well over $1 million a year in commissions. I know them personally. And so I know that the market is there right now. Has the market been slower in times past? I want to say 5, 6, 7 years ago. Yeah, it was very, very difficult to sell real estate. And I can remember back in the late 70s, it was very difficult to sell real estate. When interest rates got up to almost 18%, it was very difficult. And again, that was right around 1978, 79, and 80. But today, with interest rates where they are, and with the tax cuts that we got, real estate is a great, great place to be. Now let's talk about compensation. If you're an unlicensed assistant, you can be paid an hourly wage, you can be paid a salary, but you have to be careful about being paid a bonus, at least in the state of Florida, because in order to be paid per transaction, if that bonus is related to a transaction, it's going to be illegal in the state of Florida. It's okay to get a bonus for your birthday. It's okay to get a bonus for Christmas. But if your bonus is based on a transaction that just closed in the state of Florida, unless you have a real estate license, that is illegal. So you can get paid a salary. You can get paid an hourly wage. And that's fine. You could also be an independent contractor if you chose to be task oriented. In other words, get paid per task. But again, they cannot have to do with listing, selling, telephoning people for the purpose of soliciting a listing or an appointment. That's illegal. We can't do that. We can return telephone calls and give out information of fact, but we cannot solicit as an unlicensed assistant. Now, licensed assistants can be paid a commission or per transaction, if you will, and they can also be paid an hourly wage or a salary. It just depends on how you get it set up. Remember that if you are a commissioned assistant, you can only be paid by the broker of that company. You cannot be paid by the agent that you represent as that assistant. If you are being paid a salary or an hourly wage, you can get paid by anybody. It doesn't really matter. So what I'd like for you to do, if you're interested in a career in real estate, that personal assistant position is a fantastic way of getting started. And there are a lot of people out there, a lot of agents in this business, in every market, that's looking forward to moving forward in their career. And in order for them to do that, just remember that most great agents have an 80-20 principle. That is 80% of their time is prospecting. That's eye to eye, toe to toe with customers that's going to employ them. That means everything else in the back office and other things of that nature has to be performed by somebody else. And without that being done, those other things don't really matter. So if you have a good resume, and if you have a certification saying that you have been through course material and you've been through courses that's trained you to become an assistant, I think that you are well on your way to a great career in real estate. Let me suggest that you go to, in the state of Florida anyway, www.floridarealestatetrainer.com, and you can see my website. And it has an administrative assistant course on there. That's floridarealestatetrainer.com. And that's where you can get the information about that certification that you're going to need to move forward, move your career forward in real estate. Or you can email me personally, david@collinsseminars.com. That's david@ collinsseminars.com. Let me know what I could do to help you. If you want to order this book, you can go to floridarealestatetrainer.com to our bookstore. You can buy this. And I think I even have it on Amazon at a discount. So if you want to take a look at Amazon and purchase it off there, that's a great way of getting it. This is a good start to a career in as a personal assistant. It gives you all the things that you need, all the tools that you need to get started. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We've been on here for a few minutes, but I hope I've given you enough information. It's a great time to be in real estate, folks. It's a great time to be in real estate. Take advantage. www.floridarealestatetrainer.com, or you can email me directly, david@collinsseminars.com. Love to hear from you. I'd love to see you in the class. Get that certification. Let's get into real estate and let's make this meaningful. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I look forward to seeing you in the real estate business.